Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to NBC News Daily. I'm Abby Price with your Midday Ark-La-Miss update. Well, medical students at VCOM in Monroe are participating in a two-day training for disaster preparedness and response. NBC 10's Mackenzie Jonican visited the campus and brings us more details.
With emergencies bound to happen in the community at any given time, faculty and staff of VCOM saw a need for their students to get community emergency response training.
Training is made possible through the Lieutenant Governor's Office, Billy Nungesser, as well as the Volunteer Generation Fund, which funds CERT initiatives around the state through Volunteer Louisiana.
The training allows the future physicians to serve as citizen responders and leaders during emergencies outside of their regular work setting.
It is something that has been put in place so that whenever there is a need in the community, VCOM, along with the paramedics and the police officers and firefighters and everybody that we count on, that we will be here to step up to keep our citizens safe.
Students will be receiving the training from local first responders over the next 2 days, and after completing the training, Monroe and West Monroe CERT teams will have the highest number of CERT-trained volunteers in Louisiana.
It's really exciting because I know that in the future, as a future physician, that one day there will probably be a situation where we would have to be involved, and this gives us an opportunity to know how to be involved in an applicable way. And on a more personal note, being from Louisiana, I was around whenever Katrina happened, and so I had to be around people that had evacuated, and at the time I was a kid, so I didn't really know what to do. So figuring out how this is going to work in the future is kind of like a, now I can actually make a difference sort of thing.
Reporting in Monroe for your Ark-La-Miss news source, I'm Mackenzie Jonican.
In new information, the mother of a 6-year-old who shot his first grade teacher has been indicted by a Newport News, Virginia grand jury. The teacher, Abby Werner, survived the shooting. The child's mother, Deja Taylor, is charged with felony child neglect and misdemeanor reckless leaving a loaded firearm so as to endanger a child. Last month, Newport News Commonwealth's attorney Howard Gwynn said he did not expect charges to be brought against the 6-year-old. The teacher has filed a $40 million lawsuit against the school district, saying they failed to protect her against the student, despite multiple warnings. Well, just a reminder, you have 1 week to file your taxes. According to tax officials, 70 million people have yet to file their taxes. Unless you have received confirmation that an extension by the IRS has been granted to you, you must file or get an extension by April 18th. Tax returns for the 2022 year must be sent electronically or at least postmarked by mail before then, or you're likely to be penalized.
Failure to file penalty, and it's up to 25% that accrues each month that you fail to file. Pay penalty. If you don't pay and you don't file, that one you're going to owe as well. And there's also the underpayment penalty.
Extension only allows you to file until October 15th, but officials say not to wait. You must still pay 90% of your taxes. It's only an extension to file, not an extension to pay your taxes.
And now, Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Trey Tonneson.
Is it possible to have both afternoon sunshine and afternoon clouds? The answer is absolutely, and we'll see some of both today, but thankfully we'll see a little bit more sunshine through the midday and early afternoon. Then we will cloud cover breaking up after a decently cloudy start to the day. So you'll start with clouds and end with a few clouds as well, but in between we'll get into the mid 70s with temperatures rising a little bit compared to yesterday for temperature highs, but into the afternoon hours really not bad either. We'll see things continue to be decently warm, but into the overnight hours, into the low 50s. Some of those clouds return, but definitely not as widespread as you'll probably start the day. It remains to be seen. Most likely still won't see those overcast skies completely take over until your Wednesday, when you'll be mostly cloudy to overcast. But on into the rest of your week, still fairly minuscule for rain chances compared to the last 2 weeks, but there are a few chances for rainfall that still remain, and that front that moves through on Saturday is decently weak, dropping temperatures into the weekend about 10 to 15 degrees, but most likely closer to 10. Still not bad either, with temperatures into the mid 70s for your weekend. Sunday going to be the most sunny of the two, with most pleasant conditions as the temperature cools down just a bit into the late weekend. Monday we start off with pretty much clear skies. A few clouds could linger, but it's not likely as you get into next week.